Your dream is to be a published writer, an author. You want to write a book and see it in the hands of readers, but you have zero experiences, are short on time, and need I say, energy. Well, in this video, we are going to discuss how you can actually write a book in 4 easy steps. So keep watching. Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to A Writer's Corner with me, Lisa Shimkes. I'm an author, ex-teacher, and mother of two. I use this channel to teach and inspire you to write. And in today's video, we are going to discuss how you can write a book in 4 easy steps and make your writing dreams come true, especially if you have zero experiences. The book type we'll be focusing on is a novella. To begin with, what is a novella? A novella is a book with roughly 17,500 words to 40,000 words. Anything above 40,000 words is considered a full-length novel, and if you write under 17,500 words, you have a short story, novelette, flash fiction, call it what you will. If you end up writing under 17,500 words, good for you! I personally think that a short story or a novelette is really hard to write because you are limited in your word use, but they're great for writing competitions. I also personally believe that short story competitions limit your word use because they don't want to read a lot, but that's understandable. So how could you write a book with roughly 17,500 words to 40,000 words if you are short on time? You may even be working multiple jobs, be a full-time parent or caretaker, etc., but your dream is to be a writer. Well, I'm going to share with you the process that has helped me to write 4 books so far. See the description box on each of these books. This writing process has only 4 steps, and to teach you those steps, I'm going to use my latest YA novella, A Town Called Home. A Town Called Home is available through Amazon, the Amazon Kindle Vella store, and Kobo. The first step to this process is to decide what to write about. Before you do any writing, decide what you want to write about first. Decide on the story idea, the genre, the title, the characters, the important events, and the overall lesson for the reader to take away. This eliminates any falling off track or guessing later on in your writing. The story idea for my book is a coming-of-age story about a young girl trying to be seen in a small dead town that keeps to itself. As she explores, she learns that nothing is as it seems in the town. The genre for this book is young adult. And the title actually started with the alias name of Project Joe, and then eventually I called it A Town Called Home. The 2 main characters are Johanna, who goes by Jo, and her friend Divy. A few of the list of events include Meet Jo and her world, Divy's world, homework assignment and theme. Divy reaches out to Jo, saying he'll help her edit her videos, and this starts their video making journey, in which Jo and Divy learn about each other, in which the kids start vlogging, in which Divy suggests they take a break, to name a few. In terms of lessons or themes, I don't list it or state it obviously, but it's self-acceptance. Jo must learn to accept herself and the life that she's been given in her town. The second part to this process is to create an outline using the information you have decided upon. Take the list of events and place them in chronological order, and then turn these events into chapters. And the list I gave you is already in chronological order, so I literally go right in front of the list of events and put chapter headers. The third step to this process is to give yourself a rough deadline. This means decide when you actually want to start writing your novella. For many of us, life is busy and hectic, and you may be working on multiple projects like myself, so it's important to ask yourself when you are ready to start writing your novella, and then give yourself a deadline. The reason you want a deadline is accountability. The deadline ensures that you actually complete the writing project. It's easy to forget about the writing project and put it away, but I want you to start it and finish it, hence a deadline. And once you're done with it, then you can decide what to do with it next, be it publish it or just put it away. For Jo, her deadline was actually just a month and a half because I was entering her into a writing competition. When I found out about the writing competition, I literally had just a month and a half to write her. And surprisingly, because of the deadline, I finished her in 2 weeks. And so can you. The last step is the hardest yet most crucial piece to accomplish. But it's understandable. As I've said before, we all have busy lives. However, if you want to start and finish your writing in a short period of time, you must create a writing habit. This writing habit may be to write for 2 to 4 hours a day spread out, or it may mean writing a certain amount of words a day. My habit was and still is writing for 15 minutes each morning before work, writing during my work breaks, and writing for 2 hours after my kids have gone to bed. This gave me a total of 2.75 hours to write, give and take, depending on my kids and whether or not one of us is sick. If you're counting words and say you want to reach 17,500 words, then divide that up by the amount of days that you wish to write to meet your deadline. Say you wish to finish in 2 weeks. That gives you 1,250 words a day. Say you want to complete in 4 weeks. That's 625 words a day. Decide your route and turn that into a writing habit. Mind you, a habit can take anywhere from 21 days to several months. By using these 4 steps, I was able to write and publish 4 books. Again, see the description box for my written works. If you follow these 4 simple steps, you too can have a book written in no time at all, especially if you have 0 experiences. Just be sure to decide on what you want to write about, create an outline, give yourself a deadline, and make sure to create and stick to a writing habit. Good luck! That's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to this channel for more in the future. And if you need more writing inspiration videos, check out the ones on the screen and I will see you there. Take care and have fun reading and writing. Bye! The secret is out on how to be a successful writer. However, success has many different definitions for many different people. Some measure it with money, some with education, others in their accomplishments, so on. If you want to learn how to be a successful writer, to see your books in the hands of readers, then keep watching because we will be discussing 7 techniques to use so that you can become a successful writer. And the 7th one is the most important, so stay through to the end. The first habit of successful writers is to have a writing habit. A habit is defined as a settled or regular tendency or practice. According to James Clear of Atomic Habits, habits form just from the micro changes that you make to your life. And these tiny changes can become a habit in roughly 21 days. So in 3 weeks, you could have yourself a writing habit. But what does this writing habit look like? Set aside a specific time to write. This could be 15 minutes as soon as you wake up, 30 minutes in the afternoon, or an hour in your day. Or if you can't commit to writing daily, make it once or twice a week. And if that doesn't work for you, make it once a weekend. Whatever your schedule may be, make writing a habit. The second thing successful writers do is having a ritual around their writing time. No, I'm not talking about burning incense or praying or meditating, although you are free to incorporate that. But rather, I'm talking about the time, place, and environment. As mentioned before, choose a specific time to write. And during this time, choose a place that you can return to every time you write. Some authors have an office, a specific place in the house. Some go to the coffee shop or the hotel. They have a shed or a she shed, or even in bed. Trust me, I love writing in bed because it's comfy. As for the environment, have it be clutter-free, because a clutter-free space will give you a clutter-free mind. This means you won't be wandering around the house trying to clean up when you should be writing. Therefore, your writing space should have minimal distractions. The third habit is to read in your genre. If you are writing sci-fi fantasy, read works by other authors in sci-fi fantasy. If you're writing a historical romance novel, read historical romance novels. And if you're writing horror, read horror novels. Not only will you need these titles when you are writing a query letter to an agent, but you will need to study the genre you are writing in. This is one of the biggest mistakes that beginner writers make. They just think, hey, I like to write, I'm going to write a book. I am guilty in this area too. But then they can't figure out why they keep getting rejected or why they can't finish their manuscript. By reading and studying how authors write, you will learn how to start and finish your own writing. There are also patterns in how each genre works, so you will need to read to figure out how to captivate your audience and keep them glued all the way to the end of your own book. So read in your genre of writing. Another mistake that beginner writers make is not incorporating movement into their writing time. I admit this is a secret I didn't know about, but it is something that I do because I have undiagnosed ADHD. Therefore, it helps. So what could this movement be? Getting up and walking around for 10 minutes, going for a run, doing push-ups, or chatting with a friend, colleague, or partner. Allowing yourself any form of movement gives your brain a break. Therefore, when you return to writing, your brain will be ready to go. It is such a simple but crucial step to being a successful writer. I wish schools and more workforces would incorporate breaks into their day. They would have more energized students and staff. The fifth habit is to have hobbies outside of writing. Believe me when I say not every writer writes 24/7. Are there authors who write nonstop? Yes, but you don't have to be in this category in order to be successful. Pick up other hobbies. This could be playing a sport, cooking, dancing, playing chess. I want to say please don't watch TV as a hobby, but at the same time, I enjoy watching documentaries. So here's what you should do if you enjoy some screen time. Use it as a brain break or research time. Treat it like you would if you were reading or incorporating movement into your writing. Please don't binge watch TV shows or movies because the time you spend doing that could have been your writing time and you may regret it. Why do you need hobbies? To give yourself a brain break, to change things up, and to keep yourself motivated in your writing and in life. So go enjoy your hobbies. The next thing you need is to spend time with others. Just like how you need hobbies to keep going, you also need human interactions to keep going. We are social beings. We thrive off of human connections. So make time for friends and family. And if you're going, but I don't have any friends, then go get some. Join online social groups, attend meetups at church, hang out with your coworkers. There are many ways to create friendships. And heck, if your family are your friends, then go hang out with your family. And lastly, stick to a goal. Habit building is all about goal orientation. Consider why it is that your teachers or professors give you a rubric at the beginning of a project or an essay to give you a goal. Now you must give yourself a writing goal. Ask yourself, what do you want to write about? How long do you want to take? How many chapters or words do you want to accomplish? When do you see yourself reaching out to an agent or publishing on your own? Answering these questions will give you a goal. And if you have no clue where to start, then start by reading. See what authors are producing, what intrigues you, and go from there. Check out my writings in the description box. In conclusion, these are the 7 habits that successful writers keep to. If you want to be a success as well, then start incorporating these no longer as secret habits into your life. And before I go, you're going to need some writing inspiration as well, so go check out the videos here, and I will see you there. Until then, take care and have fun reading and writing. Bye!